Okay, so by now, we're about to begin our third review sheet and the answers to our review sheet. And at this point in time, you should be feeling really comfortable with the kind of questions that you're going to see on the test. Listen, they're not exactly the same. There's probably, I don't know, 4 of them that are very similar with the numbers slightly changed. But the concepts are the same. Like if you take a look at number 2, there's going to be something about continuous and discrete on the test. So you make sure you know number 2. And basically, there's 33 questions on your final, and there's 31 here, but some of them have multiple parts to them. So it's about 1 for 1 with the concepts that are being drilled into you with these review sheets. So if after this review sheet there's anything you don't understand, then get out review sheets 1, 2, and 3 side by side, find that question, and work your way through all 3 examples of that question. So number 1, the average IQ score is 105, standard deviation is 15. We're looking for the 98th percentile. 0.98 as your percentile in inverse norm, right? Anytime you have percentiles in normal curve, we use inverse norm, which is found on the second bar's menu. 0.98, and then we go 105 as your mean, 15 as your standard deviation. It'll tell you 136. A very special machine, I mean really special, dispenses chocolate chip cookies, one of God's great gifts to the world. Is the number of cookies dispensed at one time a discrete or a continuous variable? It's discrete because you can only do the whole cookies. It's a counting thing, 1 cookie, 2 cookie, 3 cookie, etc. Number 3, Burger King soda machine dispenses Pepsi uniform distribution. That means all probabilities are the same. The machine dispenses between 18 and 22 ounces, so that would be 4. If the cup size is 21, what's the probability it does not overflow? So from 18 to 21 is where it would not overflow. That's a distance of 3. 3 times a 4th is 3/4. Giraffe necks again, normally distributed, mean of 6 feet, standard deviation of 0.5 feet. What's the 45th percentile? Now listen, I'm not saying there's going to be a question on giraffe necks on your final exam. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's not. However, there will be one about percentiles in a similar situation to this. So we do second bar's inverse norm. When we do that, we do the 45th percentile, so 0.45, and the mean of 6, and the standard deviation of 0.5. And that would give me 5.94. Okay? It makes sense, right? 50 percentile is 6 feet because that's the mean. In a normal distribution, mean equals median equals mode. And in this case, 45th percentile should be real close to 6. Sample of n equals 9 scores has a mean of 10. One person with a score of x equals 2 is removed. So look, there's 9 people in it and an average score of 10, so 9 times 10 is 90. Take away the 2 points is 88. But there's no longer 9 people there. You're now down to 8. So since nobody's coming in and joining the group, 88 divided by 8 now, because 9 lost 1 becomes 8, is 11. Okay, number 6, order from least to greatest, the mean, the median, and the mode. So as we mentioned before, you take these numbers and you put them into L1, and then you go to stat, calc, and this is some seriously terrible handwriting, but that says 1 VAR, 1 var, 1 variable stat, STAT. So that says 1 variable stat, 1 bar stat. And you look there and you, the mean will pop up right away. It's 53.93 with the 3 repeating. To find the median, you got to scroll down a little bit until it kind of gets on like a second page over there. It'll say first quartile, etc. So that's where you find the 55. And the mode, I look over here, the mode is 59. So I forgot to put least from greatest to least. So the greatest one is the mode, which is greater than the median, which is greater than the mean. Okay? All right, next up. Histogram below shows number of fish caught. We've done this a number of times. This one's fish between 9 and 11 inches. Well, the yellow bar for 9 to 10 is 5, and the purple bar for between 10 and 11 is 3. 5 and 3 makes 8. Okay, now different graph this time. We got grade school and adult version. The mean of the adult versus the mean of the grade school. The mean of the adult should be less because if you look at where these things are lined up, with the exception of the maximum, they are all equal to or smaller than the one maximum score. So that's going to bump the grade school up higher. This one out here is called an outlier. It's not part of the box plot. That's why it's not included from the line on down. Maximum adult is definitely lower than the maximum grade school. The range of the adult, that's from here to here, is definitely lower than the range of the grade school. And the interquartile range, boy, that looks pretty much about the same here in the two of them, so equals. Maybe grade school's a hair bigger, but I think they're both equal. And next up, number 9, A and B in the diagram below. What's the difference between the third quartile and the maximum? Well, in this case, estimating it to be 32. In the bottom case, estimating it to be 37. I'm not 100% sure. Actually, I think that's more like, oh, I misread this. I thought that was 50. It says 60, so it'd be 68. It's more like 27. Again, I thought that said, see, I wrote 58 here, and that says 60, not 50. So that's what happens when you blow the computer screen up. You can see it better. So this should be 27 as the distance in between. And which has a greater interquartile range? The male's range. Interquartile is greater. Look, it goes from quartile 1 to quartile 3, quartile 1 to quartile 3. Okay, so that's the first 2 pages. All right, I actually think I can get through a little bit more of this. No, we'll stop here. First 2 pages, we're good.